This is our NFA studio. I am Kristen Wagner, COO of NFA.
And I'm Reagan Wagner, CEO. Hey, guess what? This month is Make a Will Month. How many of y'all have a will? So one of the things that we like to talk about when we're doing financial planning is it really comes into the third phase of planning. You have accumulation, income, and wealth transfer. And when we look at wealth transfer, some of those things are wills, powers of attorney, and medical directives. Kristen, what are some highlights that we need to make sure are in a will that people sometimes don't think about when you're doing planning?
So I would first say that just making sure that you have a will is number one.
For sure.
You would be surprised that lots of people do not even have a will or anything documented when they pass away, unfortunately.
And specifically, they need to have an original.
Yes.
You need to know where your originals are.
Everybody in your family, your beneficiaries, your executor of your estate, whoever that's going to be, needs to know how to access those documents because it's very important, especially when we have an unexpected passing away.
Yeah, and when folks have minor children, what do you think they should make sure that they have taken care of as well?
Well, so this can create a lot of family conflict if you don't have a written will that documents exactly what is needing to be left to each beneficiary, and also update it every year. So make sure you review that with your spouse or whoever is going to be your executor of your estate, and so they are aware, so they can ask questions before the event actually happens.
And they also need to consider, some of the biggest arguments or discussions that we've seen is who's going to take care of those minor kids if something were to happen to you or to you and your spouse together.
Yeah.
Because if you have those minor kids, you have to have that discussion about who you want to take care of your children.
And also, if you have special needs children, those are going to require a little bit longer of guardianship, and we need to have that line itemed out of who would be responsible for continuing that.
That's right. And some of the things to consider in regards to special needs children is, do you need a special needs trust? Are you trying to qualify, or do you qualify for Medicare and Medicaid benefits? You might need a special needs trust to protect those loved ones. It's really important that you know that, and it's important that you understand what's going on with your kids too. Some of the biggest arguments that I see in estates are for some of the smallest things.
Yeah.
Like, folks take care of some of the big stuff like the house or the car or property and things like that, but grandmother's ring or the wedding bands for a parent or some special necklace, or in Texas a gun, or some type of something that's a real memorable piece, tend to be things that folks really argue about as beneficiaries of that will. So one of the easiest things you can do is just make a list of those, what you call them, high priority kind of items, and who you want those to go to, so that there's no guessing. If you want it to go to little Timmy, make sure that it's spelled out that you want this ring to go to little Timmy. And everyone should honor that wish in a will, right?
Yeah, and on top of having a will, an executor of your estate named, all of that, you also want to have a medical power of attorney. So in case something happens and you cannot make that decision for yourself, you want to trust somebody else and name that person that you trust in that document, so that they can make those medical decisions that might be necessary for you.
Yeah, in those times of need, you want to have that spelled out, exactly what you want. Do you want to be on a ventilator? Do you want to be on a machine or not? How long would you like them to wait? I mean, all of those things. You don't want that pressure put on a family member to try to make those end-of-life decisions when we can actually make those while we're healthy and fine. And that's usually the clearest that we're going to think about what we truly want, right?
Yeah. And on top of that as well, there's estate planning and taxes that go into this, and your taxes might change in the future too. So that's another reason why we want to update that will, make sure we have all of our estate taxes covered at passing, either by life insurance or some other way to pay for those, so that our beneficiaries, our executor of our estates, are not left with those fees to pay.
That's right. So if you don't have a will, if you haven't done any type of estate planning, that does include wills, powers of attorney, and medical directives, and you don't have an attorney to help you with that, let us know. Let our office know. Send us an email. We have a strategic partners program where we have 3 or 4 or 5 different attorneys that you can interview and see what they offer and make sure that they're the right fit for you. It's a service that we provide just so you get the right level of care for the work that you're trying to do in your estate planning needs.
Yes, please reach out to us because we want you all to have the peace of mind that you have everything taken care of when you pass away.
That's right. We thank you for your time today, and know just with a little bit of planning, you can protect your loved ones for a lifetime.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.